Welcome to the Budget Mom YouTube channel. I'm Miko Love from thebudgetmom.com, and we have Ryen here for another budget recap. And today we're going to be going over what happened in March and where did our dollars go. We were just discussing what happened in March, and Ryan's like, not a lot.
I know, not a lot. Hey, I got my stimulus check. I guess that is kind of unique compared to other months.
So we're going to see what you did with your stimulus check. For me, my March recap is a little wonky because February was a short month.
Right. That did affect you.
Yeah, which meant that some of my February bills came out in the beginning of March. So it looks funky now, but it will all even out for the entire year with my spending. Mm-hmm. So let's go into where our dollars went in March. All right, so for March for me, I'm still focusing on intentional action. Mm-hmm. And I kind of made this unconscious decision, it just kind of happened, where I told myself I want to fully fund my sinking funds.
Okay.
So usually I start my sinking funds in January, with the exception of Valentine's Day, because Valentine's Day hits so early in the year. Right. So I start saving for that in the previous year before it happens. But for some reason, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to kill and get these sinking funds out of the way so I can focus the rest of the year on other savings goals. Intentional action.
Right.
So you're going to be seeing today when we're going over the Where Did My Money Go worksheets that 88% of the money that I saved went towards my sinking funds.
Wow.
Yeah, because usually the leftover unused cash from my cash envelopes, I throw to my landscaping savings.
Right.
So
that's awesome.
Instead, I used it for my Christmas sinking fund.
Okay. Cool.
I'm going to try to fund these as fast as I can for the entire year.
Yeah.
Therefore, we are going to be looking at my sinking funds and doing a little sinking funds update to show you exactly what that looks like, at least for the ones I'm saving in cash.
That's awesome.
So that's really, I was over budget, but like I said, it's because March is wonky.
Right.
I was over, like for my pet, you'll see this when we're showing our worksheet, I was over budget. But that's the only thing that really happened with me, except for I had my small trip to Vegas in the beginning of March.
Oh my gosh, that feels so long ago.
I know, doesn't it seem like, but it was actually just this last month that we went. It was a short trip. Mm-hmm. We barely left the Airbnb.
Yep.
We stayed, our Airbnb had a pool, had a hot tub.
That's all you need.
We went to the grocery store and got food, and I'll show exactly how much I spent on my Vegas trip. Mm-hmm. This does not include the air ticket or the plane tickets.
Right, you use miles for that, right?
I use credits.
Okay, credit, even better.
Yes, so I had to cancel a trip that I was supposed to go on last year to New York. Instead of giving me a full refund, they gave me credits.
Hey, that works.
And I used them for this trip.
Yeah.
So those were free. So all I really had to do was pay for the Airbnb and food.
Awesome.
And any activities, which we didn't really do. It's very hard. It's very boring to go to Vegas if you're someone like me because I don't drink and I don't gamble. So it's like not very exciting. I'm not a big fan of Vegas.
You go for the sunshine.
I went for the sun.
Yeah.
It was snowing when we arrived.
That's right. It was warmer here.
It was warmer. I left someplace warmer to travel someplace colder when I thought it was going to be the opposite. But we still made a good trip out of it. We had some movie nights by the fire inside the Airbnb. But that's the only thing I had going in March.
Yeah, like I said, nothing too different other than my stimulus check that came in for the $1,400. And then St. Patrick's Day, I didn't really do much, so I just cash flowed that. Easter, I did do some Easter spending that I also cash flowed in March just to get my niece some, stuff.
Spoiling the niece, yes.
And then I also started, and I'll kind of go more into that, I also opened up an HSA in March.
Ooh.
So I have my first contribution to that on here as well.
Yay! This is because we talked about it. Because I did this. Yeah. I opened an HSA, and you can see all of that over on Instagram at The Budget Mom. Over on Instagram, I talked about my HSA Journey Health Savings account. And Ryen did it.
I did it too.
But
so
this is another exciting month for you.
April?
No, March. Because sold the car.
Oh, yeah.
Sold the car.
Gosh, that feels like it was so long ago.
I know.
God.
Sold the car. So
Yep.
is this the March, the first month where you're putting money, all of that car payment towards debt?
No. So I still had a $500. So last month when we did our recap,
That's right.
there was a payment for $500 that didn't clear. So you'll see that. And then I put about $600 towards my student loan. A lot of it went towards savings, which I'll talk about whenever you kind of look through my stuff. But yeah.
Okay. So let's look at where did my money go worksheets. So right now we are looking at the Where Did My Money Go worksheets inside of the Budget by Paycheck workbook. Now Ryan is using the full size workbook and I am using the box set booklets, which is why you're seeing such a big size difference. I do think I'm going to go back to the full size.
Ooh, you're revealing.
This year. Yes, I do think so. I miss seeing this on one page like this. I would use the box set if I needed it to be portable.
Right. I get that.
I work from home though.
Yep.
So I'm going to be using the full size new planner, which we're going to be revealing soon on my Instagram. And I'm also going to be using the new full size workbook. Okay. So this is my March category breakdown. So I started with the starting balance of 1149. Now earned income, which was my paycheck, was $5,000. I had $1,200 of other income and I used $317 of my savings, which gives me a total monthly inflow of $7,667 in the month of March. Now here is where you're gonna see, so if it's in pink, I was over budget. If it's in green, I was under budget. My insurance, pets, and fun and entertainment, which were my big ones that I was over, are the three categories where I had some of February's bills pull out in March.
Okay.
So I'm aware of that though.
Right.
And so also in my fun and entertainment, it was pretty expensive. I spent $438 and this is why. Let me show you my expense. So this is my expense tracker and you can see my Las Vegas trip, I spent $317.
Nice.
That's it.
That's a nice trip to Vegas.
It was a nice trip.
Yeah.
We split the Airbnb 4 different ways, so it was very
awesome.
affordable.
Yeah.
And then I just had food.
Yeah.
And I didn't do anything in Vegas because I don't gamble. That costs money.
Right.
So it was $317 of the savings that I used.
Nice.
So that's where my fun category, because starting this year, I used to have a separate vacation category.
Right.
And I don't go on vacations very often. So I decided to put it in my fun and entertainment.
Okay, nice.
So I know I got rid of a category.
Right. Cool.
So that's where my money went in March.
And you evened out perfectly.
I evened out to a zero.
Man, okay.
Yes.
So start off, I was off by $21, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and recalculated everything. I was still off, so I just called it a day and moved on.
Good.
Yeah, so my starting balance was 1,246. Incoming income was 5,229. Now, 1,400 of that was from my stimulus check, and then earned income was 3,829 for total monthly income of 6,475. I was under on my food, which is always a huge win. Let's see. Debt, I put less towards debt this month just because I paid off most of my car in February. So that's why there was such a decrease in March. Everything else was pretty close. And then savings, I decided to use all of my stimulus check and most of my discretionary income that I had left over. I decided to just put it towards my car maintenance fund since now that's my daily driver.
Mm-hmm.
A $3,000 car maintenance fund just really wasn't setting well with me, so I decided to raise that to a $5,000 goal just in case anything were to happen.
I must say, a $5,000 maintenance car fund is a good starter for a down payment on a new car.
Yeah, exactly.
Just saying.
It is.
Just saying.
So what I'm doing is each paycheck I'm still going to contribute $50 towards my car maintenance fund, and if I don't use it by the time I need a new car, then there's my down payment my whole car payment. So
there you go.
That's what my goal is with that. And then here's me cash flowing. I spent $74 on my niece for her birthday, or for Easter, not her birthday. For Easter, I spent $74, and then St. Patrick's Day, my boyfriend and I just did a little something at home, so I just spent $49 on that.
Oh crap! You know what? We didn't do anything For St. Patty's Day.
Hey, we usually don't. But
yeah,
we just,
that's fun.
Yeah.
I didn't even make my corned beef meal.
That's what we always do. Always.
Really?
Always,
Oh, that sounds so
corned
good.
beef and cabbage.
Yep. Okay, so let's look at our monthly debt and savings breakdown. So for me, I don't have debt. So I changed that part of the worksheet into investments. So my entire inflow for the month was earned income, other income, and any savings that I used. I invested $1,708, which is 22% of my income, and here's where I invested. My TOD with TD Ameritrade, the one that I manage, I pick the stocks, okay, the retail investment account. And then I have a TOD with TD Ameritrade. TOD is just a brokerage, taxable, individual investment account. It's non-retirement. TOD just stands for transfer on death, meaning I assigned a beneficiary to my account. Now I have one that I manage and one that my financial advisor manages.
Right.
And then my 529. Now, of course, out of all of those, saving or investing for my son's future is the most important. That's why 49% went towards that.
Wow.
So for my savings, what I'm accounting here for the income is earned and other income. This is not including any savings used.
Right.
So that brings my the income I'm counting for savings to 6,201, and then my total monthly savings is 2,021, which is 33% of my income. Now, if you combine these two, I saved or invested over 50% of my income, which is always my goal.
Yeah.
And out of my savings, you can see my sinking funds was 88%. Almost $2,000 went to my sinking funds. And then my 2021 savings challenges, and then my $5 challenge. If you're wanting to know more about the 2021 monthly savings challenges, I'll put a link to those in the description of this video, and I'll go ahead and also include it in this video clip. But yeah, 8%, 11%, and then 1%. So what happened with your savings breakdown?
Okay, so my total monthly income was 6,475, and I put about 17% of that towards debt. Again, that $500 car payment, or for me paying my car off, I had about $500 left. That cleared in March. And then I put $591 towards my student loan. And you can see here, I put about 45% towards savings. So here's that huge, so this
did over 50%. Oh no, because that's debt.
Yeah, this is debt. Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it.
So car maintenance, you can see I put more than my stimulus. So I put $2,000 towards that, which was 69% saved. I invested, here's that HSA. I'm putting it in my savings right now. I do eventually want to do investments and savings because that's nice, but I like that I can at least break it down here, even though I track it as a savings.
Yes.
So that's helpful. Emergency fund, I did pre-stuff some sinking funds for the rest of the year, just some smaller ones. So that's why that number is so high. And then the 2021 savings challenges, I saved $197.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so before we move on, I want to show you very quickly. So with my sinking funds, what you're looking at is all of the different cash envelopes I have for my sinking funds. Now currently, and on the front is a little color in tracker. This tells me visually where I am with my savings goal. So you can see with Christmas, I'm already over halfway saving for Christmas. So I have a $2,000 savings goal, and I already have 1,436.
Man, you're almost there.
I'm almost there.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you can see all the different cash I have saved in here. So that's the main one I'm working on because it's the biggest.
Right.
I'm just chipping it away.
Yep.
But I'm done saving already for back to school, which the goal was to save that by July.
Awesome.
I'm done with 4th of July.
Perfect.
Which the goal was to save that by June of 2021. So that's done. That's only $100, but it's done.
Yeah.
Chris's birthday, done.
Wow.
And that I had a goal to finish that by June of 2021 for $200. So I'm funded for Chris's birthday. I'm very close, you can see on my tracker. I'm very close for James's birthday, $400, and I have $346.
Wow.
And I wanted that by June. Valentine's Day, I just started saving for after this Valentine's Day this year. And it really increased. If you remember my budget recap, so I want to save $1,100 by January 2022. And so I have 401 already saved for that. And the reason
awesome.
it increased to such a large amount is because I want to do a small little weekend
That's
getaway.
Right. That's perfect. That's awesome.
So James's sports, they've all been canceled up and so far. He actually doesn't even go back to full-time school, and for the next in 2 weeks he goes back.
Wow.
So we're hoping sports, his wrestling, but in the meantime I'm saving for it. And I had no goal date, but I did want to save $300. I'm at 108 for that. Now, my house maintenance is a little bit crazy because my house maintenance fund, I also save in a separate savings account at my credit union. But I decided I want to have $500 in cash here at the house for house maintenance. And so I'm slowly filling up that $400 out of the $500 saved.
Nice.
And then, of course, I have my ongoing sinking funds in these vertical envelopes. So my dye sport that I want to try again, Costco, and then clothing. Now, I'm not saving for these except for Costco and dye sport every month, $100 each month.
Perfect.
This is for my dye sport injections that I want to get every 5 to 6 months. This is for Costco large bulk grocery hauls that I do every 4 or 5 months. So I save $100 a month, so I'm completely prepared for those events with cash.
Perfect.
So that's where I'm at with my updated sinking funds.
Okay, so I had a monthly income change. I actually earned less in March than I did in February of about $115. Let's see. Everything was pretty close. So I was $8 spent more in March than in February on food. $40 more in personal. I spent the same in gas, which I thought was kind of funny.
Oh, wow.
I know, that never happens. Let's see. Debt, I did put more or less towards debt. These things confuse me sometimes with the debt and savings, but I put 2319 in February. I put 1091 in March. Let's see.
In your savings too, you did more in March than February.
Yep. So in February I did 759, and in March I did 2907.
And that was the stimulus.
Exactly.
Yep. Okay, so with my monthly spending comparison, if it's in pink, I spent more in March than I did February. If it's in green, I spent less in March than I did February. Now you're also seeing a brand new highlighter color in blue. These are the categories, and this is just a reminder saying, hey, Miko, these are the categories where two of the same bill came out. So
nice.
February's bill came out in the beginning of March, and you also paid it at the end of March.
Right.
So it's just my reminder to show me, hey, this is why it's so drastically off. I had an income change of $131. It went down in March compared to February. I think the big one for me is my food, which you can see right here. I spent $395 in March for food and only $166 in February.
That's right. You had like a pantry mode.
Yeah, I went pantry mode in February, but in food in March, this is right back to where my normal budget is. I'm still under my $450 budget.
Right.
But it's more normal. It's closer to that amount for me. Other than that, that was the only thing with those. And maybe if you track from the first of the month to the last of the month, and this happens to you as well, this is how I'm doing.
Right. I was just looking at my numbers, and I don't think it affected me like it affected you.
Yeah.
I don't.
Oh, yeah.
With my bills.
Well, because you get paid on the 5th and the 20th.
Right.
But you also close out at the end of the month too.
Right.
Yeah, just the way that I have a lot of bills. Like if you look at my March calendar.
Do they come out at the end?
Yeah, I have a lot of bills, like my medical insurance that came out, and for some reason, like James's cell phone came out, our Chewy subscription came out twice. So
it's just kind of wonky.
It's just kind of wonky, but at the end of the year when I'm doing my yearly tracking, it will all even out. Perfect. So that's my comparison from March to February. So that is our full budget recap for March, where our dollars went. Ryan getting her stimulus check and using some money because, well, I think April for you is going to be a better indicator of car payment going to debt.
Exactly.
Which is going to be really exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
And question for you, have you done a schedule out to see that, okay, if I apply this amount to my debt, when it will be paid off? Like to get an exact date?
Yeah, so I don't have like an exact date, but I did the math, and I can put, if I were to put everything after sinking funds towards debt, I would have about $1,100 a month. So that's nice. Another thing that happened to me in April, it's going to happen to me, is I actually got my actual student loan payment amount because.
What's that mean? What?
One of my student loans is it's not a private student loan, so it's been accruing interest this whole time during COVID and whatnot, and now that my grace period is up from when I graduated, I have an actual payment now. So instead of $25 a month, like what I've been paying, it's increasing to $182. So that's another
Okay,
thing.
you're done with your grace period.
Yeah.
You're done. You graduated, and now it's time to pay the bill.
Yeah, so that'll be different coming up. But I've done like, mock budgets for all sorts of different kinds of scenarios, but I'm still on track. I don't know if I'll be able to hit it by the end of this year unless I could.
Christmas bonus.
I could, yeah, Christmas bonus and like birthday money and Christmas money. I could if literally all of my extra money went towards that. So that's where I'm at with that.
How do you feel about that?
I'm totally happy with it. I'm just ecstatic that I don't have a car payment anymore. And like I decreased my debt by over $20,000
in one fellow swoop.
Yeah, right.
Selling the car, buy debt.
So that's crazy to see, but I'm happy with where it's at. I'm very happy with where it's at.
So for me in April, nothing.
Yeah, I have
I'm boring like that.
Oh man.
I don't really have a crazy life. In fact, I like it like that.
Yeah, I get that.
Ryan knows me very, very well, and she knows I'm my happiest when I'm at home.
Yeah, on the couch.
watching
Netflix.
Watching my Netflix shows. Recently it's been Chopped. I've been really enjoying that show. So for me, because of that mentality, I'm an extreme introvert.
Mm-hmm.
I have hobbies that I do here at the house.
Yeah.
And so unless we have some travel plans to go on vacation or I'm doing something for work, I'm here at home.
Yeah.
And so April, except for my kiddo going back to full-time school in April,
that's about it.
That's about it.
Man, April, let's see. Easter already happened.
Then May.
Yeah, my birthday is in 2 weeks. And then I'm leaving for a few days to go to Kansas City to go see my mom and my brother.
Hey.
Yeah, so that's exciting.
That's
I'm really excited about that.
Okay, she's doing all the things.
Yeah, so April
Miko's
is
doing the
busy.
nothing.
April is kind of busy.
So if you have enjoyed and found this video helpful, please like it and don't forget to subscribe. What do we say for
What do we usually talk about right now?
I don't know. Yeah. March recap.
Yeah.
Crushed it. Done.